Hello, hello. Hi. Hey, welcome to FX Street Live webinars. I'll be your host, Ed Ponsi, and it's great to be here with you April 13th, 2017. This is the first of two sessions today. Morning session, right? And, morning where I am. It might not be morning where you are. And you may not even be listening live because we have many folks listening to the recorded sessions as well. I'm going to review some trades here. This is dollar Canada, and what we'll be doing is we'll be reviewing a couple of setups first. And on first glance, looking at the daily chart, it looks like the trade didn't work, right? We had a setup yesterday for dollar Canada on the Bank of Canada interest rate decision, right? And just by looking at the daily chart, it looks like the price just shot straight down and hit the stop, right? Is that what actually happened? No, it's actually very complicated, right? We have to look at it intraday to see what actually happened. But you can see I left a note here for you. The price must come under 132.65 before buying. So I said earlier that I wanted the price to drop down first and then come up before buying. So let's take a look. And first of all, what happened during that interest rate decision yesterday? Bank of Canada made no move on interest rates yesterday. Bank of Canada said, we're going to stand pat, and we're going to, it's so funny, I look at Bank of England's Governor Carney. Governor Carney used to run the Bank of Canada. Now he runs the Bank of England. I'm pretty sure that's the first time in history that you've had one person who used to run one major central bank now runs a different country's central bank. It's the first time that I'm aware of. But anyway, that's not the central bank that I'm looking for. Here it is, Bank of Canada interest rate decision. 0.5, as expected. No big deal, right? No big deal. And I'll take you to the 5-minute chart. And we were right here in the room on Tuesday when I laid out that condition that we wanted the price to drop first before buying. And there it goes. The price does drop. And we said it had to drop to 132.65. And you can see it just barely does exactly that. It drops to 132.65, and it turns up and hits the entry point right here. And it does make it to the first target. So here's the entry. Here's the stop, 132.47. Here's target 1. Here is target 2. So as it played out, the price drops to 132.65, right? So right at this point, this order becomes a live order. It's not executed, but it becomes a live order. This order does not become a live order until when? Until we enter the trade. Same with the target. By the way, does the low come down to 132.47? No, it comes down to 132.52. So even if this had been a live order at the time, the price didn't touch it. Price comes up, and we catch it on the way up. Remember, we said it's like an elevator. We want to catch the price. When we're trying to catch the elevator to the top floor, we want to go up, right? Ding, ding. Here comes the elevator. Oh, that elevator is going down. So we don't get on the elevator. We just wait. Ding, ding. Okay, this elevator's going up. We get on. Now we're in the trade. And the trade does make it to our first target, just barely. This part was really frustrating. You see this right here? We're not getting filled here. We're waiting for 133.13. We finally get filled here. But this was a long stretch of time. This is like an hour where we're not getting filled. And that is pretty irritating. But it doesn't matter if it's irritating. You know why? Because nowhere in my plan does it say change course when irritated. Nowhere in my plan does it say alter your plans when irritated. I never have anywhere in my plan where it says change your plan based on how you feel at that moment. Right? That's never part of the plan. The plan is enter the trade. If it hits your stop, you're going to lose less than 2% of the account. So it's not going to be a huge loss, ever. If it hits the target, as we do right here, we bring the stop up to the entry point. So the stop changes from 132.47 to 132.80, which is the same as the entry point. So we made 33 pips on half of the trade, and we broke even on the other half. Now, what the heck happened right here? Donald Trump said the strong dollar was hurting the U.S. economy, and the dollar dropped. So what do we call that? That's called jawboning. When a politician or a central banker refers to their currency as being too strong and they talk it down, or sometimes they talk them up. But talking and by the nature of your words having the currency go up or down, that's called jawboning. So Mr. Trump jawboned and the dollar moved. Now, some people say, well, that's currency manipulation. No, it's not. No, it's not currency manipulation. Currency manipulation is buying and selling your currency in the market. Okay? And there was some controversy yesterday because Mr. Trump said he was not going to declare China a currency manipulator. Well, China clearly does buy and sell their own currency in the market. China clearly does manipulate their currency, and I think we all know that. I think Mr. Trump knows that too, and he said he was going to declare China a currency manipulator, and I think he's taking some heat for that too. But I think it's all a negotiation, my friends, and what Mr. Trump did, I think he exchanged that in a negotiation to try to get North Korea under control. North Korea made an announcement to the press today, where they put the press yesterday on an alert that they want the press to be prepared for a big and important event today, which could be a nuclear launch or a test. It could be a propaganda event, but it's some folks believe it's going to be a nuclear test today. And China is alarmed at this too. And the U.S. and China are cooperating. So it could be that Trump has, sort of dangled that whole, we're going to declare you a currency manipulator. and then said, okay, look, we won't declare you a currency manipulator, but we really need your help with North Korea. And it appears that China and the U.S. are now cooperating on North Korea, which is a big, North Korea's, because why do I say that? China turned away shipments of coal from North Korea, and you're thinking, well, what's the big deal? Coal. It's the biggest export from North Korea to China. And China is now turning away coal, saying, send it back. I think this directly has to do with the new relationship between China and the U.S. So, yeah, Trump's trying to preserve that relationship. So, yeah, they're not going to declare China a currency manipulator. Why? Because they have a budding friendship here, and he's trying to keep that going, and that makes perfect sense to me. But, yeah, is China a currency manipulator? Absolutely, yes. They always have been for many years anyway, for decades, and we've always known that. But I think in an effort to keep the peace, in an effort to try to improve relations, the U.S. is not going to declare them a currency manipulator. And the U.S. is not manipulating their currency either by saying, hey, the strong currency is hurting us. Strong currencies do hurt exports. It's a fact. And other countries like Australia and New Zealand have also said the strong currency is hurting us, have said that numerous times in recent years. It's no big deal. What is interesting to me is this. You see the dollar getting weaker here. There's really no logical reason for that to happen. Dollar CAD drops 100 pips because Trump says something, but Trump hasn't done anything and probably won't do anything. In fact, Trump's policies are more likely to make the dollar stronger in the future. So if anything, it's probably an opportunity to buy dollars cheap. So we're going to look at that. But I just wanted to review this trade first. It's a win. It's not a huge win. It's a 33 pip win. I'd rather have a 100 pip win, which is what we were shooting for, right? Target 2 was 100 pips up here. Didn't get it, but we still walk away from the table a winner, and that's what counts. Okay, so we'll take it. Same thing over on Aussie US dollar. Took a little longer for this, took forever for this trade to play out. But it finally did play out. And I took the numbers down from here yesterday. We hit our first target on Aussie USD, moved up the stop, and the same thing happened. Aussie USD pulled back after we hit the first target, pulled back and hit our stop at break even once we raised the stop. So it looks like that's what's happening us a lot. We're hitting some singles. We're not hitting any home runs. We're not hitting it for 6 for my cricket playing friends out there. But we're getting on base, and we're bringing in the pips. And it's hard to hit home runs in an environment anyway when the ATRs are all contracting the way they have been lately. But we're getting on base. We're hitting singles, and we're doing what we can. As far as the Euro British pound situation, right? That one, I don't have the numbers on here. All my numbers got wiped out somehow. But this one actually continues to roll towards our third target, which I think was at 84.50, if I remember correctly. But all my numbers got wiped out off of this chart somehow. But 84.50, if I'm not mistaken, was our third target. And so this one continues to roll in that direction. So we've done actually very well lately in a low volatility environment, which just goes to show you don't need to have screaming volatility to make money. In fact, sometimes volatility can actually work against you. You can have a volatility where the price is racing back and forth, but it's not heading anywhere. Give me direction, over just blind volatility. And of course, we haven't had a ton of direction either. But ideally, I'll take direction over volatility. Even if it's slow direction, I'd rather have direction than volatility. Let's take a look at some of the yen pairs. These continue to run, and we're just not getting the pullbacks to the moving averages that we'd like to see. But they are still running. Look at this. You know it's a strong trend when you can't even get to the 10-day exponential. Look at this. This is the 10-day on Euro Yen. The last time it touched the 10-day was March 29, and you have no green candles in the month of April. That's just amazing. A really strong downtrend here. Aussie yen. This is the one where we really liked the 20. Now this one's popping today. Really got my eye on this. Okay, here's Aussie yen finally making a move. Still a long way to go to get to that 20. I might even be willing to take a shot at the 10 on this, just because it hasn't even touched the 10 in so long. The yen has been really strong. It hasn't even touched the 10 in the month of April. What do you think of that? So part of me says it'll never get to the 20. It hasn't even touched the 10. And I remember back here where the 10 was money back here for a while. So I wonder, if I should take a shot at the 10. Just because it has, it's been so long since it's been there. By the way, I look at that euro plunging against the yen, but the dollar yen also, the yen is like the strongest kid on the block. Even dollar yen is falling, euro yen is falling, Aussie yen is falling, New Zealand yen is falling. Look at this one. Smooth. I like. Look at that. That's the 10-day. Yeah, this one's the 10, and I really like it's just got a lot of continuity. Like it's been going on forever. And got a little green here too, and it's not that far away. So maybe New Zealand might be the one. When the yen is this strong, you would expect the stock market to be crashing. Like maybe, what is this chart trying to tell us? Stocks don't look that bad, do they? It could be toppy, but you could have said that a million times. It doesn't look great, but it doesn't look like, to look at the yen pairs, you would think like that everything is going badly. And then you look at stocks and you say things don't look that bad at all. Then you look at bonds and you say things look really bad. 10-year Treasury is going up. Yields are going down. What's happening, man? None of this stuff is matching up. Like the yen getting stronger and Treasuries getting stronger. This makes sense to me. Okay. People are scared, they buy treasuries. Treasuries are going up. People are scared, they buy yen. The yen is going up. Stock market hasn't gotten the memo yet. Stock market, it's like one of these things is not like the other. Stock market should be going down based on what's happening to treasuries and the yen. Stock market should be going down, but it just doesn't know any better, right? It just hasn't gotten the memo. Very strange. By the way, something we should all be watching. It's going to be a long weekend, gang. And it's going to be a long weekend, and there's going to be a referendum in Turkey this weekend. And Erdogan is going to consolidate power. This is some real Game of Thrones stuff going on out in Turkey. Okay. He's leading in the polls. Yes is leading, I think, 53 to 47. And the Turkish lira is bouncing up and down based on these polls. Here, look at the volatility here and then here. Right? It starts to go crazy, right? What's going on? The polls are coming out, and obviously that's the quiet time. But look at that. I mean, this is going to be crazy. So Erdogan is trying to consolidate power, right? He's going to have a referendum this weekend. If he wins, he says he doesn't want Turkey to join the European Union. And if he doesn't win, they're going to have another referendum. Let that one sink in for a minute. Okay, so also, Turkey's going to confiscate gold in order to help the citizens. Let that one sink in too. Okay, so Yes is leading. He's going to win his referendum. If he loses it, they're going to do the vote again, and they're going to confiscate the citizens' gold to help the citizens. Okay. But the reason why I bring all this up is he's saying he doesn't want to join the European Union. And all this guy ever does is insult the European Union. I don't know why they would. I mean, I guess they still want him in Europe. Anyway, it's going to be interesting to see how the euro reacts on Sunday night at the Open. Just keep your eye on this one. Keep your eye on the news on Sunday night and on the euro. I don't think I would hold, if you're a short-term trader, I wouldn't hold the euro over the weekend. Unless you're short. It might gap down. Might see a gap down here, folks, over the weekend on Euro USD. Wouldn't surprise me a bit. Okay. It sounds like some pretty hairy stuff going on out there. Where would you buy euro? It looks like there's some pretty good support just a little bit lower. So if it does gap down to, say, it looks like around 105.75, I might be interested. Let's take a peek at the 240. It looks like it's around 105.70. 105.75. So I guess it wouldn't come as a big shock if Erdogan wins the poll. And again, it's to consolidate his power. He's going to change, I guess, Turkey's constitution or a constitutional equivalent to try to consolidate power and make himself more powerful. Some decent support at 105.75 and perhaps a bit more than that at 105.25. So two areas to watch, 105.75 and 105.25 are areas to look for a bounce. But I would not want to go into the weekend long. I'd rather go into the weekend flat and maybe look to pick it up cheaper on a bounce. Honestly, I don't know why. If somebody, the man is expressing outright hatred toward Europe, so if he doesn't want his country to join, I can't see why that would be seen as a huge loss if you're Europe. But Europe seems to want everybody to join their little club, and even if they hate them, I guess. Seems odd to me. I don't know. But what do I know? I'm just an American. I don't understand it. In America, if you hate us, it's cool if you hate us, but you don't have to be part of our club, I guess. We won't beg you to join our club if you hate us. We're weird like that, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. We're funny like that. Like, you can hate us from over there. Hate us from over somewhere. Hate us from somewhere else. It's okay. It's okay. Anyway, live and let live, I say. And I don't want anyone to hate. I want everyone to get along, honestly. And but I don't get all the hatred, honestly. I really don't. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's all about. I hope someday they can fix it all. What can I say? Too much hatred in the world out there, folks. Quick peek at the economic indicators. We just had a ton of stuff hit. Anyway, keep a close eye on that Erdogan referendum. You could see a big drop over the weekend. In euro, I just gave you the two spots where I think it stops falling. We'll tell you what, this session is wrapping up right now. We just had a ton of data hit, not enough time to go over all of it right now. Why don't we come back in 30 minutes and we'll go over all of it, okay? And peace and love to everybody out there. I'm Ed. I'll see you back here in 30 minutes. Everybody have a wonderful day. Take care.